This is a German wall, made out of bricks and plaster. And look at how thick it is. 10 inches thick.
This is an American wall. It's made out of paper and air.
There's obviously many cultural differences when it comes to Germany and America, and we can cover the 99 billion differences that Germany and America have between each other, but I wanted to cover a particular topic that has been a point of debate for at least the last few decades when it comes to German houses versus American houses. Now, we know down deep in our hearts there are benefits to both. You might not see what the overarching benefits are to American homes, and there might not be that many overarching benefits to German homes, but that's what this video is here for. In fact, I actually asked you guys what makes German homes better than American homes, because I was curious. First point was pretty interesting because you guys would not stop harping on the fact that German walls are impenetrable. They're impregnable. They are thicker and shit. Okay, and then you got the American walls that are made out of paper. Whenever there's a breeze that is over maybe 5 kilometers an hour or our houses fall over. Yes, they fall over. We have very flimsy houses over here in America, okay? And that's totally fine because there's other things that we have in response to that, but I will give you this, man. Whenever you gamer rage in America, you can feel like an absolute unit punching holes in your wall. You can make your walls look like a minefield in America. If you get into an argument with your best friends and you can't take it out on anybody but the walls will let you beat the shit out of them because they receive punches not good at all. They do not receive punches well at all. There will be holes like a blasting range all up in your shit, okay? It's crazy and it's honestly comical. There's a lot of these clips of people punching their walls when they get mad at video games, they get mad in general, they get frustrated and they're like, oh my God, and they bust holes in their walls. It's crazy. That did not come out right, but you know what I'm saying. And y'all have a good point because I promise you, if you try the same thing in Germany that you tried in America as far as boxing walls goes, well, your hands might not be hands anymore, okay? You might see a few bone spurs popping out of that precious skin of yours. Now, the walls in Germany are probably older than the oldest establishment in America. Let's take a look at some of your lovely comments about German houses in comparison to American houses. The top comment here says, German houses are at the same location when the wind comes. I get it. Our houses are flimsy. I covered that. At least our houses look modern. German house builders use a mixture of concrete and rebar with sand and limestone blockwork for the walls and plenty of insulation as well. Result is a strong and well insulated home that will stand the test of time. Do you understand how non-timeless American houses are? We rebuild our houses so often it's sickening, and if for the houses that are not being rebuilt, they look something like this. They don't look pretty, bro. They look like if you take the wrong breath, they'll tip over. The world obviously is no stranger to natural disasters, and that's where German houses take the cake because America has plenty of natural disasters to go around for everybody, but the houses don't normally make it out alive, okay? Case in point, Hurricane Katrina. RIP for the people that lost their lives in Hurricane Katrina, but can you believe how many houses got packed up over the storm, bro? Obviously the flooding was one thing for sure, I get that, but the sheer amount of houses that were flattened because of the ridiculous winds was crazy. And look at the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. Now there have been plenty of natural disasters in Germany and you won't see nearly a fraction of the damages that have been caused in America in Germany. Crazy because the houses are built a little bit better, okay? Limestone, concrete, rebar, that's the recipe for broken hands and really trampled dreams if it comes to gamer rage, you know what I mean? But I digress. German houses have real walls. They're not made out of paper. You do have a point there. Point number 2 ties into point number 1 very well, but also introduces a powerful advantage that American houses have over German houses, and it's insulation. Okay, German houses are very well insulated. Every single time I've brought up how German houses don't have this one trump card that America does, they all bring up the fact that German houses are well insulated. isolated. We do know that Germany is located up in the north, and it does get very cold. It's cold pretty consistently. I can vouch for that. I was in Germany in May, and I was surprised to see the temperatures were pretty much 16 degrees Celsius at times in the springtime, and I guess sometimes even 14 degrees Celsius, 12 degrees Celsius, and I'm like, what? Because everywhere else in the world was at least like 20 degrees Celsius, 21 degrees Celsius, maybe 18 degrees Celsius at the coldest, but around the 20s when it came to Celsius. Yes, I'm an American using Celsius.
Oh, no shot.
It's probably never been heard of before, but I'm trying to conform to the rest of the world, and yeah, it's a little crazy. Anyways, German houses in general have that advantage. Obviously, they're built very well. Not a single ounce of air will get inside of the house that is unwanted, okay? So in the wintertime, if it's cold outside, it's gonna be warm inside. My problem, and that's where I introduced the solution, and where American houses win by far, is air conditioned units. How many German houses have AC? Okay, not many. Now, a lot of you guys are saying, we don't need them because our houses are built. Global warming is my answer to global warming. That's my answer to that. Have you not seen how hot it gets as of late? The last 5 to 10 years have been pretty relentless. As far as the global warming epidemic goes, it is very much a thing. It is not a myth, and I've seen it myself. Now, for as cold as it was in Germany during the time that I was there, it equally got just as hot, and I was very surprised. I was like, whoa, hold on. Germany can get this hot? That's crazy. Because there was a day where the temperature was like in like the 17 degrees Celsius and jumped up to 26 degrees Celsius. I was like, what? First of all, I went from freezing to cooking. It didn't make any sense. And then of course, going over to some of the homies' houses and stuff like that, they didn't have AC. So you know what was happening? We were cooking, my guy. We were cooking, because you know what happened? In a dark, concealed area that has heat hitting on the outside of the establishment, you have created an oven. Okay, you guys have effectively created livable ovens. That's what that is. And that only really matters during the summer months or whenever it potentially can get hot. So I do see the flaws of my logic are, but wouldn't you like to be the avatar?
Huh?
Wouldn't you? Who wouldn't want to be the avatar? Wouldn't you want to control the elements in your house? You could, turn the AC hot if you wanted to. You can turn the heat on, or you can make it cold, right? You can control how cold it gets in your house. The point of air conditioning, you can condition your environment. Now, if you don't care to use the air conditioning unit, you don't have to use it. But you use it in situations of dire emergency when it is crazy hot outside, which, like I said, global warming has changed a lot of things. The polar ice caps ain't polar ice capping anymore is what I'm saying. That's where American houses win, because every single American house comes with the state-of-the-art air conditioning unit. Now, they might not all work very well, but they definitely do work to the point that they are effective. They're expected in American houses. If you buy a house without an AC unit, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? You must be crazy.
Crazy? I was crazy once.
You must be smoking that shit. There's no way on this earth that you're living life without an AC unit in your house. Now, in Germany, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, I am. What do you mean? I also know that the argument is that it's very expensive for people in Germany to have an AC unit in their house. Now, while it might be desired, it's not required. Because, since I literally just brought up global warming, it's bad for the environment. I get that. Because most German homes don't have air conditioning, and while there are many factors to consider, primarily air conditioning is highly inefficient. Wow. It's expensive to install and operate, and it's not cost effective. And it's only really beneficial for a few weeks out of each summer. So that whole bit that I just did, complaining about the AC, y'all can thug it out for a few weeks. Now, this comment right here, whoo! We use stone concrete instead of paper and wood, except in Hessen, we have half-timbered houses, Fachwerk, which is kind of special and simply beautiful, but old and mostly restored. Frankfurt's downtown around Röme was completely renewed, and it's perfectly done. You have to see this, mate. Another example is Bayern and Nordfriesland. Different styles, different benefits, adapting at its location. All of them are well done. And that's generally how things work, right? The houses are built based upon the region that they're located in. It has a lot to do with weather, terrain, a lot of little things. Makes sense is all I'm saying. Why can America do it effectively is what I'm wondering. Why are American houses so cheaply made? Okay, well, according to Forbes right here, workmanship has declined in parallel. There continue to be expert craftsmen, carpenters, roofers, painters who work with precision and pride, but they are increasingly being pushed out by cheaper labor with inferior skills. Basically, it seems like the reason why America is so low quality when it comes to its architecture in general. Capitalism, cheaper labor equals cheaper product, okay? Cheaper labor, if you don't pay your workers as much, you won't get a quality effort, which leads to a very shoddy product, which is how you have events that have been occurring, collapsing houses, collapsing bridges, really terribly made pipe systems and everything. It's making a lot more sense why America's infrastructure is garbage. Global warming, the length of time that it remains hot is extending. Climate change has already led to significant temperature increase in Germany. The average temperature in the past decade was approximately 2 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial level, and 8 of the 10 hottest summers since the beginning of the systematic weather records in 1881 were recorded in the last 30 years. That's the issue. And so I'm like, people low-key have been in talks about the desire to put ACs in their house. There's no pressure. There's obviously no pressure. I'm just saying that's the only thing American houses got that we got over you guys is the AC. We got our AC. Any house I go to, I can at least say, boom, AC. Now in Germany, I know it's not necessary. And after visiting, I understand a lot of you guys' argument. Obviously, you can put up with a few weeks of hot weather and save yourself a tremendous amount of money annually by just simply not having an AC. So I tried fighting the good fight for our American houses, but once again, we've taken another L. Let's move on to another interesting ordeal. The interior of German houses versus the interior of American houses. This conversation can go on for eons. There's several things that we've seen in all of these comparison videos, the reactions of several American YouTubers that, have checked out these videos as well, including myself and a lot of other fellow creators as well. All of our jaws always drop when the following things are mentioned to not be in German houses at all upon purchasing them. Number one. What the fuck? Ovens. How do y'all not have like ovens, bro, in your kitchens? I know you can have ovens and you can buy your own oven. This is renting and buying. Let's just talk about renting. A lot of time, what you're renting is literally the shell of the apartment, and Germany makes that very, very clear. When you rent an apartment or a home, you walk in there and there's nothing. Okay. You go to the kitchen area, there's no stove, there's no oven, it's just counters and cabinets. There's no refrigerator. With every single house I've seen and that I've rented, they all come standard with a fridge and an oven at the least. Bringing in a third thing that always exists in American homes and never exists in German homes are built-in closets, okay? Now, I know you guys are like, that don't even matter, James. Just go out and buy yourself a closet. Okay. Why are we buying extra things for the house that should be installed? That's what I'm asking. When you build a house, wouldn't you build a storage room? We have pantries in America. I'm pretty sure you guys have pantries as well in Germany. That's like, I think that's something that every place, every home, or at least a variety of homes have, right? You have a storage place in your house somewhere. Why do German houses and American houses both have attics? Y'all have attics, we have attics. Similarities, right? Culture shock. Okay. So hear me out. Why don't y'all have closets? We all wear clothes, do we not? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we have closets? That's like something that should have been like standard with every house. Like, okay, forget the ovens, forget the fridges. Yeah, those all add to your bills and stuff, and you should be able to choose what type of fridge, what type of oven you have. I get that. That's the argument that's made a lot. I've had this conversation with many people. I mean, a lot of you guys as well. It's like, okay, cool. You want to be able to choose the type of oven you have. Obviously, when you get a lot of the ovens, when you're renting from people, the inside's kind of dirty because it has had a little bit of use to it. Same with the fridge. The fridge can be a little worn or old or whatever, and you want a different fridge. I get that. You want the freedom to choose. I get that. However, what about the closet space? If you want more closet space, you could always buy an additional closet or a dresser or whatever, but closets are beneficial. I mean, where do you store your shoes or your outfits or your whatever? I mean, you guys have to buy an actual separate closet. And to me, that was crazy because there's a lot of friends of mine that don't actually have built IKEA closets. You'll go into their place and then they just have their clothes piled up somewhere, which is fine. But that issue is not even an issue if you have a closet. You could pile your clothes up in a closet and at least close the door and be like, bam, now my place is clean, Google has to have a good answer. And actually, you guys can let me know in the comments down below. Why don't most German houses come with built-in closets. In Germany, most, and I'm talking like 90% of the homes, do not have separate rooms as a closet. Instead, Germans will buy furniture to hang and store their clothing. The furniture or Kleiderschrank, clothing closet, is usually the height of the room and deep enough to hang clothes. But why? Why are there no closets in Germany? And somebody else asked this question too. Probably the same reasons why many don't have hallways. Wow. These were built-in design elements that were introduced in the late 19th and early 20th century, mostly in the US. Instead of closets, wardrobes and floor chests were used for clothes and other types of storage. I guess that makes more sense. But it don't make sense now, you know what I'm saying? Like 21st century, get with the times, you know? It makes sense for older homes, but we're always redesigning older homes and stuff, right? But the difference though is I think it is very difficult to alter an older home that's sturdy, that's withstood the test of time, than like our flimsy houses in America. Our houses might be flimsy, but they're easy to customize because they're flimsy. They're like really cheaply made Lego blocks, right? We can easily take our houses apart, add new custom gadgets and gizmos to them. Now I know your rebuttal might be, well, yeah, but then another, God forbid, thunderstorm happens and your house is gone. Yes, I get that, but you can build our houses back up in 9 minutes. Y'all, you guys are still building the Kuna Dome, bro. It's not finished yet. I'm trying to fight the good fight, guys. Listen, I know you guys win, but listen, I'm trying to fight the good fight. I'm trying. Now, let's address the window situation, right? Because that scared the bejeebus out of me. Y'all's windows, they open 2 ways. They probably open 3 ways, actually. Anyways, they open from the top, they open from the side. And some of them, I think, open from the bottom. I think. I'm not sure about the bottom part. I might just be talking over my ass there, but they definitely open from the top and from the side. And the thing is, you guys' windows are big as fuck, okay? Now, that right there alone, I think completely annihilates American homes. When I went over to Crispy Rob's house, I went over there for a little bit. He opened the top of the window, right? There's a big window pane that leads to outside. I mean, it looked like a glass door almost. It looked like a glass door. And he undid the latch to the top of this glass pane / door thing, and it came down, and I thought it was gonna kill me. I thought I was going to die. Oh my God! I was freaking out. But turns out it's just an effective way to let air in the house without having to open the whole thing wide open, right? Comes open like that, and then it locks. The bottom locks, everything else locks. So you can open the top of your window and you're good, you know? I was like, wow, that's impressive. But you can also open it up all the way. My issue in the past was that, okay, well, creatures like birds and bears and bunnies and goblins can run in your house if you open your whole window up, but that's not common, right? I mean, how many times have you guys had like a bird fly in your house? Now, I will say this. When I was on Discord, y'all should join my Discord server because I do be talking to you guys a lot, and we have movie nights every Friday. Anyways, wasps would be getting in my friends' rooms all the time because they would leave their windows open, and there was no safety net that would keep them out. So they would open these big, humongous ass windows, and literally all the wasps and their best friend were throwing parties in the room. I thought that was crazy. On top of that too, allegedly you guys have 3 pane windows. And of course the following comment is concrete stone walls, insulation, triple glass windows, the window frames, clay shingles. Now, if I'm being honest here, I didn't even really know that German windows were triple paned. I thought they were double paned, but triple paned? I didn't realize that was a thing. Isn't that what they use on presidential bulletproof cars? Jeez. In Germany, like, your windows are thick as fuck. Y'all are ready. A sniper couldn't shoot a 50 cal through your window. Listen, somebody could shoot a spitball through one of the windows in America, okay? Because the integrity of the glass in America is abominable, bro. Abominable. There's a lot of pros and cons. There's not very many cons of German homes. I'm just gonna say that right now. Y'all know that, I know that, everybody knows that. But what if we took both of the pros from both cultures and combined them? Because I have seen that there are some places in Germany that do have AC, like the hotels. And that's probably effective. Maybe it's not, I don't know. Maybe it's not cost effective at all. But like having the option to have AC installed, even though it literally said it would be very expensive, if there was a less expensive way to install an AC in the houses in Germany, that would be cool because it would give you the option to use it. Like I said, if you chose not to use the AC, no harm, no foul, because your bill would remain the same. The only thing that would like change, I guess, is the installation cost of the AC. But in very, very crazily hot summer months, you want to have AC, bro. example, I was living in Arizona, which is in the center of Satan's butthole, and literally the AC broke in my apartment. For one day, I was contemplating all the shitty things I did to anybody in my life in that 24-hour period because it was literally so hot. I could cook steak on my floor. On my floor, bro. I had to get a hotel because it was too hot in my house. Inside of my house was like 40 grad, bro. It was hot. And it didn't get fixed for a while. I was actually in a hotel for like a week because the repair people are so slow. So what I will say is this: the way that houses are built has a lot to do with where you're located, right? America is massive. America is like 50 Germanys. So I do get the fact that the integrity of the homes varies by location. Generally speaking, I will riddle you this. If you guys had the option of getting an AC installed in your homes for free, the only thing you had to pay for was the extra electricity it costs for you to use the AC during the months that you've used the AC, would you guys get an AC installed? I'm saying that because, like I said, the climate is changing. It used to be very, 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 very cold. You guys used to have a window, like a very tiny window when it would get blazing hot. But last year, y'all had record-breaking heat. Record-breaking heat. And that is because of global warming. And I know that ACs are not a green move. That is not a green move at all. That's anti-green, to be honest. But still, I think comfort comes first. Going back to the window statement I made earlier, by the way, one thing that I really love about German homes, oh my God, the outside shutters. That to me is God tier. That's God tier. When I saw that, I'm like, you can stop the sun before it even touches the outside of the glass of your house. That I think is why you guys were saying that you're good during the summer months, because the shears outside that you guys have prevents the sun from cooking the hell out of the inside of your house. Even though I think that it's still at points, it still gets pretty hot, but it's not hot to the point where it's insufferable. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Anyways, this whole video was me ranting and raving about the differences, the benefits, and the lack thereof of German homes in comparison to American homes. My conclusion: American homes do not take the cake. We need a lot of you guys as architects over where we are. I also realized that a lot of the time the reason why, sturdy homes can't be built in certain parts of America has a lot to do with the integrity of the foundation. If the foundation's too soft, then it wouldn't be practical to build brick homes on soft soil, considering that sinkholes are a thing. Just another dumb rant from your boy. I have a bunch of vlogs still from my trips in Germany last year, and hopefully you guys enjoy them.